Okay, let's get going. We're late. And let's just sit back, relax, and settle into your meditation posture. And so, whatever's been going on for you today, in our Lam Rim group, we talked about impermanence and death today. We're at that part of the Lam Rim in the Lam Rim year discussion meditation uh, um, group I have on Monday nights from Ocean of Compassion, which is just in San Jose, about 2 hours south of here. So we had this group on Zoom, and any of you are very welcome to join us at 6 o'clock our time. So we started talking about impermanence and death. Always something to remind ourselves of, and it was one thing that Kardrila talked about when Rinpoche passed away. And Lama Zopa Rinpoche said, you're not really practicing Dharma if you're thinking you are permanent. If you're not thinking about impermanence and death, you're not really practicing Dharma. He said you can do as many mantras and practices and sadhanas as you like, but if you're not actively thinking about impermanence and death, you're not practicing Dharma. That's something to sort of think about. Meanwhile, feet flat on the floor, about a hip's width apart. Shoulders are aligned with the hips. And imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So be sitting right on top of your sits bones, shoulders aligned with the hips, and your ears aligned with the shoulders, and just again lengthen the spine. Put some space in between those vertebrae and breathe. And a little bit of length in the back of the neck. And relax the scalp. Try and bring some softness into your face. And your temples and your ears and the jaw and the back of the tongue. Relax the back of the head and the neck and the shoulders. Allow them to drop down, shoulder blades soften. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. Notice the air as you're inhaling and exhaling, as it's flowing in and out of the nostrils. Be aware of any sounds in your environment. Just allow them to be there, and then just notice what's arising in the mind. Try not to follow the story or criticize or judge or identify too strongly. Just take a step back. And then bring to mind all the people of your life, the loved ones, the ones we don't like so much, and the strangers. Remembering they can all change place at any time. And they're all equal in their wish to be happy, their wish to be free from suffering, and having this extraordinary capacity for Buddhahood. So we'll do this practice this evening for all these people of our life. Keep him in your mind. She is going to be in tremendous suffering until she accepts hospice care. There is no negativity that can't be purified, and this purification process is basically a psychological one. And we create negativity with our mind so we can change it by creating positivity instead. So we're starting with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of our heart anything you've done to harm any living being on this day or in this life or in any of your past lives. And think of specific actions of body and speech. And then just generally. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. It doesn't make sense that we would want to suffer anymore. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. So also regret our delusions, anger, attachment. And they're all the rest that are the cause of why we harm others, and then think I'm sick of this suffering, and then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, rather than a higher power. So this is doctor that has methods that we can use to purify ourselves. And imagine he's above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made a radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion, and has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents enlightenment. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we've harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result as a suffering for them sometime in the future. So we move to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine. Doing this practice, we do mantra counting and visualizing. So imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose or a waterfall or a really powerful shower head, forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramamimutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramamimutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramamimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida me boa, Sitokaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anarakta me boa, Sawasidi me piata sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru hum ha ho bhagawan, Sawa tata gata vajramami mata vajrabawa mahasamaya satva a humpe. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya, Vajrasapa dina patita, Dida me boa, Sitokaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anarakta me boa, Sawasidi me piata sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawa Siddhi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. So next is the purification of speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about other people behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. So every syllable that falls from your lips is of benefit to others, including yourself. And next is the purification of the mind. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So just imagine you walk into a pitch black room, you flick on the switch, and the light in the room instantly dispels the darkness. So the same, the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra. Instantly, all the negativity of the mind, the attachment and neediness and anger and bitterness, grudges, depression, resentment, jealousy, all instantly dispelled. Not one atom left as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa anarakta me boa sawasidi me piyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dina me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa anarakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum he. I think that all your delusions, and this is the source of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think then there is no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. Imagine again light and nectar pouring out from Vajrasattva's heart and fills you completely and eradicates even those subtlest imprints of negative energy. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa anarakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anorakta me boa sabasiti me piyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajrama me mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anorakta me boa sabasiti me piyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa anorakta me boa sawasidi me piyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa anorakta me boa sawasidi me piyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anorakta me boa sawasidi me piyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva hum pe. So now feel completely purified. Not even one atom of negativity is left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And next is the power of resolve, and it's the fourth and final step in the purification process, a really crucial one. This is this determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind, or to at least think about refraining from that. And so without doing this, we're going to keep doing the same things over and over again. So we have to make a decision before anything is going to happen. So think about something that you've been working on. Rejoice in your efforts, as I say every night. And then maybe there's something new you would like to investigate. But always keep it simple. Keep it doable. Don't make it too hard for yourself. And imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. And next, Rinpoche would always recommend to meditate on emptiness at some level. So even just sometimes hearing the word emptiness. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a moment. You can think of all phenomena as being empty. They don't exist from their own side. You can also think the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they exist. And let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice this evening ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. Okay, everybody.